guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to mention about one very important thing that I do not mention very often on my channel, is that when you're starting to side hustle or you're starting your journey to become a millionaire or billionaire or whatever your financial goals are, something so important is to surround yourself with like-minded people to push you to go where you want to go. For example, if you're trying to start an ATM passive side income business and you tell your friends about it that are just not like-minded like you, they might be negative, they might shut you down, they might think you're crazy. However, if you have a friend from the Side Hustling Gang family right on our channel, they might encourage you to do this passive income and open 10 more all over the country, because that's just how we roll around here. If you have not yet joined the Side Hustling family, you can do that right here. Just click the subscribe button and bang on the notification bell to not miss out on any side hustling tips that I come out with my channel. So for me, King is one of those friends for me, someone who's like-minded, who's financially savvy, who understands the entrepreneurial game, and is a side hustling Mongol. We are always bouncing ideas off each other. We're always talking about stock picks and investing. And we almost bought a 5-unit investment property together in Omaha just for the hell of it.
We will.
And we probably will eventually. He inspires me, and he also holds our friendship to a very high standard, which all of your friends should. I wanted to bring him today on my channel because he is so young at 28 years old, a single father of one little munchkin, and he's saved over $80,000 in the bank on a salary that I would say is pretty normal, because a lot of people, they can save that much if they're making, you know, $200,000 a year or $100,000 a year, but he had a very reasonable salary that a lot of you guys are making, and he saved over $80,000 in the bank. Most millennials have $25,000 in student debt and consumer debt, but King not only has zero, but he also has $80,000 in the bank. So I would like to use you as an inspiration to anyone out here who's just starting their journey, doesn't have any money in the bank, doesn't know where to start. Just know that no matter where you're coming from, no matter where you're starting, you can reach your financial goals no matter what you're doing in life. So I'm just gonna ask him some questions and hopefully you find some inspiration. So tell us a little bit about your financial journey.
So my financial journey began when I started my career in the military, and as we all know, starting enlisted, we don't get paid much. Anybody enlisted can attest to that, starting out. So when I got to my second duty station, that's when I realized I need to save my money. When I got to my second base, and I was pretty much broke. Got there with $0 to my name. So that's when I realized I need to make a change.
How long ago was that?
This was about 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
About 10 years ago.
Wow, 10 years ago. And how much were you making approximately in the military a year without all the benefits and stuff?
Base salary is probably around $1,600 maybe a month.
A month, $1,600 a month.
It was pretty rough. But I mean, you're also getting your housing paid for. You're staying in the dorms and things of that nature, so you don't have to worry about housing and food. So those things are paid for, but it still was rough trying to live off of $1,600 a month in the States.
So what got you interested in learning about how money works?
What got me interested was when I got to my second base and I changed my mindset on money and realizing that I needed to have some. I started hanging around people in my office who were also like-minded and were actually into investing and in the stock market. Shout out to Mr. Calhoun. He helped me out a lot when it came to the stock market. He had family. His granddad was big into the stock market and had made actually his first millions doing it. So wow. I was lucky to have that connection, and he was right there in my office. So I always picked his brain every day, trying to learn as much as I could from him. And he showed me the way.
Okay, yeah, so he was, you know, he had almost like a mentor to him, or he was surrounding himself with like-minded people, so I recommend you do the same. So what sacrifices can you talk about that you had to make to save all this money? Because a lot of people talk about being at the top, but they don't talk about the journey to get there, all the sacrifices they had to make to get there.
There definitely are sacrifices you're going to have to make. It's a mindset change, it's a lifestyle change. But that doesn't mean that you have to give up everything. You don't have to give up yourself. You don't have to give up the things that you like to do. It's just more so about being consistent and saving your money and taking that time to actually plan what you want to do. And you can't go out, you're not going to be able to go out every weekend and save your money, you know? So it's that taking it back and saying, okay, I'll go out once a month, I'll go out at the end of the month, I'll go out for holidays and birthdays. You know, when there are occasions to celebrate, that's when we take those times to make it memorable. And then in the between time, you hustling, you stacking your money, you try and figure out ways to get more, and to save what you can.
Definitely. I know personally when I started my journey, I was a shopaholic. I had no money. I had a lot of consumer debt, and just stopped shopping altogether was something that really just saved literally thousands for me. It's just, you only buy when you need, you don't buy more, you don't just keep buying and buying and buying, you just literally just buy when you need. And I got down to a point when I was in Spain when I had 2 pairs of shoes, I had about 7 outfits, and that was it. And I just rotated those literally all year round. I did that for like 5 years. And because of that, I was able to travel the world. I was able to just do a bunch of things that a lot of people my age are not doing because they have these addictions to shopping and whatever else going on.
Let your addiction be saving money and watching it grow.
You
Let
will.
that be your addiction.
You will get addicted. You will get addicted. I know King's always talking about his next milestone of, you know, he gets so excited to be like, oh, and you know, in a month I'm gonna have this much, the next month I'm gonna have this much, and it gets you excited. It's almost like an adrenaline rush. Instead of going to the mall and spending money, you're like, I'm about to save, you know, all this money and set myself up for the future. It's really exciting. So, Mr. King, it's almost a new year, a new decade. What are your financial goals for the next year?
Just to continue what I'm doing and try to get another 10K in the bank. It's a slow process. Don't think that it just happens overnight. So each year, we just want to continue stacking and see if I can diversify my portfolio even more. Try to break into real estate. I think breaking into real estate is going to be a huge bonus when it comes to saving and putting yourself out there to increase your income, especially passive.
Especially passive income. So if you're interested in some passive income ideas, you can check out this video right here. I'm talking about all the different passive income ideas that I did with Chris Miles, who's the owner of Benji's dad's YouTube channel. Okay, so what are some actionable steps that you can recommend to anybody from the Side Hustling channel watching this right now to take to get started on their financial journey? Just some, like a tip that they can do right now that'll just get them started if they have no idea even where to begin.
If you currently are working and you pull in a check twice a month or once a month, whatever it is, as long as it's consistent, try to save at least 10 to 15% of your income. Open up a savings account, high yield savings account, or a stock market. Get into the stock market, a money market account, anything that's gonna give you some interest in return, and play the field. Go in there with a game plan, research some ideas, some stocks, something to get behind. Even if it's something that you feel comfortable with, you're familiar with, you're interested in, get into those stocks, get into those companies, look them up, and see what they can do for you.
So I personally use Ally Bank. It's an online high yield savings account. It yields about 1.8% right now. It's fluctuating because of the changes in the interest rates, the federal interest rates. But that's a really good one, and you can't really touch it as easily because it's online, so you save a lot more than if it's just at a regular bank and you can just take it out of the ATM. Also, Wealthfront is yielding more than that, which is 10 times higher than what your average bank will yield you. And if you're thinking about doing the stock market, I will say be careful if you're a complete newbie. Maybe just take the index fund, which is a lot more slow and safe than trying to choose stocks, which, you know, you can, if you don't know what you're doing, it can be kind of scary. All right, Mr. King, so what are some websites that you use just to kind of get you started to learn how to get into the stock market, which is kind of what you did?
A really good website that I used to pique my interest and get started and to learn was babypips.com. At babypips.com, there they teach you the stock market from a fundamental level and an analytical level, and you just learn the world of stocks and how to get into it. So that's a really good place to start. That's how I started, and that's where I grew from.
I will put all these links in the description, so if there's anything I'm saying that you don't know what it is, just look in the description and you can find it there. So is there any last words of encouragement or anything else you want to say to wrap this video up?
It's not a difficult process to do, to get started with, but it's also not easy. And I understand that it's not easy to stick with. There are things that happen in life that, hey, we can't always say. The thing is that no matter what you do, remain consistent. As long as you stay consistent with it, and over time, in 2, 3, 5 years, you'll be surprised by how much you can actually save and what you can accomplish with sticking to it.
Yeah. I always like to think of it, look at the long haul, not the short haul, because the long haul, like everyone seems like they're always trying to jump over the dollar to pick up a dime, and you can have that dollar or that $1 million in a, you know, maybe in 20, 30 years, but if you're not putting away that dime every single day, you're not going to get to that goal. So that's what I try to encourage on my channel. It's not get rich quick schemes. It's not these crazy things that promise you things that are just not realistic. It's going to be realistic things that you can actually implement in your life to get to where you want to go. So, Mr. Single King, where can the ladies find you if they want to hit you up, or anyone that just wants to follow your journey, or maybe just have some questions about financial stuff? Where can they reach out to you?
I am on IG. You can find me there. Just look up Alton King. My profile is public, so if you'd like to reach out to me, let me know about your journey, and feel free to. I'm available.
All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm definitely going to be doing more interviews like this with people in my community, so you can see that people like this exist. They're just like you. We're not any different, and we're going to help you get to your financial goals. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.